crowd is absolutely so hyped for this matchup, as am I, and as should every single person in this venue. Spark, UltraViolet is starting right this second. We find ourselves on zones. Manta Maria, Spark are running the team comp that they have been running most of the time recently. You have Channel on the shot. Nebula moving over to the Nautilus a bit more than the ball point. And we are seeing the traditional double dualies from UltraViolet. You know, you have Ninja Train on those Tetras and Rocky on the V-dualies as well. This is dare I forget, Anti-Dynamo on the Dynamo Roller as well. This is going to be an incredible matchup. We do see Spot get a little bit more control to begin with, capturing that zone right at the start. And we're seeing Johnny trying to fight just a little bit, but not quite getting the picks he needs. And I mean, Spark are just getting the control. UltraViolet don't quite have what they need to be able to capture the zone.
And now they've popped up the specials already. It's going to be a lot difficult to get back in because they just because one of them used up the Trisuka, and they got to build a special back up because you need to have all specials with you. And just like that, the End Zapper managed to get them with the, as I was told before, in the Tacticooler. So they're now fully ready because if they go down, they'll be able to respawn back up.
Definitely, yes. A beautiful pick from Johnny with that suction bomb, trying to fight off Andy just a little bit, but not quite able to get it. Ninja Trainer is going in with the Reef Slider, but doesn't quite find anything. UltraViolet are getting the jumps in, but Spark has so much control and has a massive lead. Only 10 points remaining on the board for them. Are they going to be able to hold this out? Nebula
wait.
Down, but it's looking like I knew this set was going to be close, but oh my goodness.
Do not
Andy on the Dynamo. It's just incredible. He gets the cooler down as well. This is one of Andy's specialty weapons. Spark do get the zone back, but Andy's just kind of rolling into them. Andy's doing what Andy does on Dynamo. He drops into the enemy team and just goes boosh and absolutely destroys them. But Spark have this control back, not quite able to get the zone. Chris,
not for long.
Unfortunately falling as well. Wow, this game has already been so close already.
Yeah, don't count UltraViolet because they can pull out massive surprises when it all groups up together and the specials ready. And we can see Rocky with the crowd tank with the top end of the map, and just like that, they're just gone already because Spark now has their tactical already, and they're now starting to push into UltraViolet's zone, and they just got the zone back, but not for long as UltraViolet. Are they gonna zone back? Doesn't look like it. Whoa, here comes the Re-Slider. Yes, they do get it back.
Absolutely. UltraViolet really putting up a fight here. Spark did get that really big lead to begin with, but UltraViolet, I mean, them as a team, UltraViolet have been incredible these past few months playing in a few tournaments. Obviously, not a lot of them have been at the top level for very long, but I mean, they're known to put up a very good fight. Andy on the gets a trade onto Nebula, and Johnny is just fighting for his life on this zone here. Chris as well, there to help him. Spark do end up getting the control by giving UltraViolet that penalty. We have just under 2 minutes left on the clock. Are Spark going to be able to hold this lead, or do you think the UltraViolet are going to be able to pull through and get some points?
Well, for now, Spark has the advantage. They do have to get rid of their penalty as well because it's really long. But the moment they do get their penalty, get close to getting rid of their penalty, UltraViolet could come and just make them have to go through that again. As we see, here comes the Re-Slider, but the Re-Slider just missed his mark on the zone as the Dynamo is starting to get back in. And here comes the Trisuka, and of course one of them jumped out. The Squeezer he has to traverse all the way back to his team again and by that point, the Dynamo is already covering up one of the flanks, and he's about to head towards the flank. And the Trisuka managed to get the Dynamo.
Incredible plays from Chano. You know, Chano is one of those players who is just known for being so good on every weapon he plays, whether it's Sploosh, whether it's Try Nouveau, whether it's Shot. Chano is just one of those players who is just incredible. You know, we do see Ninja Train coming in with our Reef Slider yet again, but doesn't quite cap the zone and hold what UltraViolet really needed to be able to get some more points on the board. We have 30 seconds left in this game one. Spark have most of the control. They do have the control, and they have a massive lead. In the words of Leon himself, if they can just hold this line, then Spark can take the game one of this
UltraViolet got it back.
But UltraViolet do indeed have the control back. Chris is just falling back, trying to get some distance. But UltraViolet are trying to go in and, you know, kill all the members of Spark. But there's 2 down. Spark are going to be able to get the control. Do they take game 1?
Overtime!
It's going into overtime. It's just Chris and Nebula left. Can they get the zone?
Oh.
Yes, they can. Game 1 goes to Spark, getting their revenge on that Manta Maria zones against UltraViolet. Spark are now 1-0 up against UltraViolet. Wow, that was an incredible game. Obviously, we saw a very big lead from Spark to begin with, but UltraViolet are really putting up a fight, and that's what they're known for. What do you think of that game?
I think it was really intense. UltraViolet looks to have it in control, but Spark be like, no, we're taking this game 1, and they just did just that.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, we can't disregard either of these teams here, you know. Spark, they are our current reigning UK champions. They are top 4 in Europe right now. Obviously, they got top 4 at EC after putting up a very, very valiant fight against both Belgium and Holland. But UltraViolet, they have beat Spark before, and they are a very, very strong team. But maybe they just don't quite have all the experience that the rest of the members of Spark do.
By the time they finish like a game or 2, then they'll probably plan on a reverse sweep if not earlier.
Absolutely, yes. And I mean, game 2, we are going on to Clan Blitz Mako, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Clan Blitz Mako is a very good Clan Blitz map, like because Mako like is not only a short map, but since all the clans are spread out far and wide, few and far between, so you can quickly clear all them up, and you can make very quick pushes because the size of the map just makes matches go by either quick or long, depending on the circumstance.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, Clan Blitz is one of those game modes which is more likely to go a bit more back and forth, as, you know, especially with a map like Mako, it's very easy for both teams to be able to get those clams and get the power clams. And, you know, it's just going to be, I think it's still going to be a close game. Obviously, game 1 was close as well. And as we go into game 2, we are going to see what Spark are going to pull out. We do actually see Channel on the V-Try, never mind. Excuse me, on the V-Try, which is, I've seen him play Trinovo, I've seen him play Sploosh. I haven't seen him play V-Try yet. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see. We're already seeing UltraViolet get a few picks here and there with the bombs, but Nebula is just fighting, does end up taking down Ninja Train, Jakey and Rocky 80 both towards the mid. And, you know, the Zuka has already come out from Chris 3, looking to try and get a few picks in, but not quite able to. Andy getting a beautiful 2 on the Dynamo Roller.
Yep, and we see Andy is hugging, using the sprinkler as a defense mechanism. And there goes the Tactical, trying to give all his team some nice refreshment, as they will to spawn back quicker. And we can see, oh, here comes, everyone is heading towards the Dynamo as we speak. And just like that, if you go after if you all team up against one player, they'll be able to get back, they'll be able to get to the middle quicker. But as we see, UltraViolet has the climbers ready. Are they going to go push in? They pushed in!
Wow, UltraViolet getting the first scores of this game. Opening up that Clams basket, you know, we did see Jakey kind of pulling through on that V-shot, getting some lovely little picks with the Zuka as well, but they're not quite able to get to the desired 60 mark. Preferably want to get to when opening a basket for the first time. But as we see, Spark are also planning to make a push here, but UltraViolet just kind of pushing them back with the Zukas, with the suction bombs, but we're seeing Johnny go in and score the opening clam straight away. Let's see, is any other members of Spark able to get clams in? It's not looking like it. Chano is just 1v4ing right now, but unfortunately falls to Jakey as well, and Spark only able to get 20 points off of their score.
Yeah, not only that, but look at that, UltraViolet has like 3 power clans ready, so watch out. The reflyer goes in, they all jumping in, are they going all 3? 1, 2, 3? No! They all missed, and there's a wipeout too. That's gonna be costly.
A beautiful, beautiful wipeout from Spark right there. We did see UltraViolet try and get those jumps in, but Spark said, "You are not opening my basket today." Spark coming in, cleaning up UltraViolet one by one, but Jakey getting a lovely pick with that V-shot, but getting taken down straight after. Spark here, while on the deficit, they're looking a lot stronger. So we're just going to have to see, are Spark going to be able to get another opening for them? But as we see, they do have a power climb in mid, and it's looking like they're trying to go for a bit of a push, but they are, you know, just keeping their power climb back there, making sure that whoever's respawning next is going to take that climb. The Ink Storm has come in to give them an opening, and Nebula getting a lovely bit of damage and a lovely pick onto Andy. Spark have opened the basket again and have taken the lead. A lovely few climbs in there for Spark, giving them more confidence. Chris3 getting more and more picks in the middle of the map as well, and this is looking like an incredible lead for Spark.
Well, not by much. They're like currently 10 points ahead, but all it takes for UltraViolet is one power climb and a few other pity climbs, and they'll be right back in the lead. So all the while, they just need to try and control the mid as much as possible.
Definitely, yes. I mean, we're seeing Spark already preparing for that little extra push. We do have Chris sharking more towards it and taking down Andy as well. A lovely shark from Chris trying to get up onto the upper platform. UltraViolet just trying to spam bombs. Azuka coming out from Jakey as well, very nearly getting picks onto them. And Chano does end up scoring, but does also go down in the process. And we get a wipeout from UltraViolet as well. Yeah, wow, this game is so close.
Yeah, but now the problem is, since it'll take a while for the climb basket to go back up, meaning it's actually stalled UltraViolet enough for the rest of Spark to respawn. And look at that, they just did that. They defended the whole basket, and because of that, they have no time to build up the specials and push in.
Definitely, yes. We're seeing Andy was just trying to hold his ground in mid and keep the power climbs alive for UltraViolet. They're trying to get all their jumps in, but he does take down Chano, but also Chano trades right back. There's 30 seconds left in this game. Are UltraViolet going to be able to take the lead right back?
We have to wait and say they all have to build their specials, and they got to make sure they don't like separate the special deployment. They all have to use them together. As we can see, they used up the crab tank already, which I think they should just wait a bit until they all go in, because it looks like Spark has it all under control.
Definitely, yes, and Spark take game 2 on Clan Blitz Maker Mart. An incredible comeback from the beginning of the game for Spark. UltraViolet are not looking as clean as they were at Splat Vibes. It's not looking as good as it was. Wow, Spark, but let's talk about Spark here. Spark are looking so much cleaner, so much better. This is nowhere near as bad as they looked, as they did at Splat Vibes, and this is looking absolutely incredible for Spark. Wow, what do you think of that game, Blue?
Oh, I think they play really well. They allow to let UltraViolet get too comfortable with getting the impression they have the second match in hand, but they build enough synergy together to push themselves to retake control of the second match, and they put themselves in a prime position to set themselves up for a 3-0 sweep as we head to Flounder Rainmaker, the mode I'm looking forward to, because Rainmaker is one of my favorite modes, because you get to control the pace of the match. You can either take it slow, or you just want to go in as quickly as possible.
Absolutely, yes. And I mean, if we go back to EC, Spark weren't particularly looking that good on the Rainmaker modes. You know, we had people who were holding the Rainmaker, not quite pushing when they were meant to, and the pace was just a bit too slow for Spark. But Flounder Heights is a map that Spark have looked good on other modes. So we're just going to have to see if they're going to be able to use the same level of control that they have in perhaps Flounder Zones and Flounder TC and move it over to Rainmaker and, you know, get that control. But another question I need to ask is, are UltraViolet going to be able to pull off the reverse sweep?
Well, after 2 games, it looks like they should be able to study how Spark plays. So we could see a reverse sweep happening, but we have to wait and see. As right now, like for Rainmaker, it could even I can see this as this could be a 30-second match, but I don't want to be too biased towards the other, but it does look like it based on current trends at the moment.
Definitely, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have that SLB2 dude as our observer right now, painting a beautiful W or L for whichever team. Who do you think the W is for? I think it's for Spark, based off of the fact that SLB2 dude is a member of Spark.
I mean, obviously.
But he could be rooting for UltraViolet because he is wearing a purple hoodie. I'm just saying. But here we go. Game 3. Series point for Spark, or the beginning of what could be a reverse sweep for UltraViolet. Flounder, Rainmaker.
Oh, double
shot coming out from Spark. Not going for the squeezer. And we're seeing Chano actually on that Trinuvo like we saw him on Flounder before. But like we said, this is such an important game for both of these teams here, because if UltraViolet win, this is going to give them the confidence that they need to possibly reverse sweep this entire set. But then if Spark win as well, this is them finally getting their revenge on UltraViolet and winning the set and moving further on in the upper bracket of Breeze 2023.
Yeah, as we can see, I would say one of the spy shots at the point that Trizuka, and this Flounder is really strong when it comes to Trizuka. As you can see, it's Trizuka galore. Like, you don't know where the shot's going to land, and you can see the UltraViolet's Tri-Launcher has gone down, and UltraViolet has the Rainmaker. Let's see if they can push to the first checkpoint.
Definitely, yes, UltraViolet with that Rainmaker, but not quite able to push it through. Wow, Jakey with a lovely little double on to two members of Spark, but then Spark have taken that Rainmaker straight back and have the lead. Nebula and Chrissy working together, but then, oh, and Chano gets two! Oh my goodness, this Trinuvo is just looking incredible from Chano here on the side of Spark.
Yeah, Trizuka looks to be very popular right now in this match because they both have Tactical, because there's more power all their teammates even more. And just like that, oh, Spark nearly got the first checkpoint. UltraViolet will not let them. They have map control and they pop the Rainmaker ball. They just need to, as Tactical is now deployed. Well, let's see how they perform now that they're all drinked up. And as we can see, the enemy team, Spark, has their Tactical already, and they're doing really well using the Tactical not only to power up their teammates, but also use it as a shield.
Definitely, yeah, and I mean, we are seeing UltraViolet go for that alternative route on Flounder Heights, where you drop down through middle and go more to the left side. It's looking like they're going to be able to get the checkpoint and take the lead off of Spark, as they weren't quite able to get the lead. UltraViolet taking multiple members of Spark, but they just traded it right back, and the Rainmaker has fallen. Spark are going to get the pop, and they get the wipeout onto UltraViolet as well. Wow, this game is just so close. It's looking like either of these teams could win here.
Yeah, UltraViolet had to make that push. They need to get that early push. Otherwise, they'll give Spark the opportunity to end the games in their favor much easier. But as we can see, UltraViolet is pushing slowly to the first checkpoint, but UltraViolet is going to put a ton of pressure. As you can see, UltraViolet will not let Spark go near any of their checkpoints. As we can see, they're all Tactical up, and this will give... Oh, and they go down as well. Well done to Jakey. Jakey looks to be in control of one side of the map, and there's their Tactical... Oh, look at Chani go. Look at Chani go. They got the first checkpoint. Let's see how Spark goes. Oh! It's almost a wipeout. That's a wipeout. Spark looks to have this game in the bag. And that's GG's for Spark on UltraViolet. That's a 3-0.
Definitely, yes. And as I can say, as someone who witnessed Spark fall to UltraViolet back at Splat Vibes, this is an absolutely incredible revenge game for Spark. A clean 3-0. Just like UltraViolet 3-0'd them at Splat Vibes. We have seen Spark get their revenge on UltraViolet. And, I mean, this is something I didn't think I'd be saying this early, but UltraViolet are falling to the lower bracket. But I really don't think that Losers Run is something that we associate with UltraViolet, because this team is just so incredible. But I do have to say, both teams played absolutely incredibly well. But, I mean, like I said, it was just a Spark sweep. Sure, all the games were close, but UltraViolet weren't quite able to get what they needed to be able to, you know, actually pull through and win one of the maps.
Well, I have a feeling we won't see the last of UltraViolet because, like, there's something like this can happen before. Because just because UltraViolet is now in the losers bracket doesn't mean they're out yet. Because they could meet up with Spark again and get into the grand finals. Because it had happened before. Like, because I remember in Summer Breeze where Possibilities had gone down to the lower bracket, but they claw all their way back up to the grand finals and managed to take second place, losing out to Marco. I know this because I was one of the Possibilities players.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that was, I mean, it was just an amazing, amazing show from both Spark and UltraViolet. Obviously, we have two teams with players with really big specialties. You know, we see Nebula on the Nautilus. We have Andy on the Dynamo. And, I mean, all players from both teams showed up so incredibly well. But I am just incredibly happy that we got to see Spark finally take down UltraViolet. And, I mean, it makes me very happy. As you know, I call myself Spark's #1 fan. And, hey, they finally took down the team that beat them back at Vibes. So, I mean, it's looking like their confidence is going to be high after that one.
Yeah, we could see Spark pushing a very good momentum going into the next round. We don't know who they're going to be up against, but I can tell this is going to be pretty intense outcome for many teams because we got so many strong.
Let's go! Apologies.
None taken.
But yes, absolutely. And I mean, I believe I will be hopping over to the caster couch briefly. After our cast is done, just so I can talk to Spark a little bit, I'll be running over to the couch just for a little bit. But I'll be back for the second set as well after. But obviously, this was, I mean, such a hype set and such an incredible one for us to watch. Yeah. And I'm so happy I got to cast this one as well. So
I'm happy to be casting as well. I know I'm going to get a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, this guy's terrible. But I'm used to it at this point because I sometimes stutter. I sometimes miss the mark. But, well, what can I do? I can't control what I say.
I mean, definitely, yeah. But while we're kind of stalling for time right now, I just want to say, speaking of the man that I was about to talk about, I was about to say, let's focus on a player like Chano, who is just kind of so good on all of the weapons he plays. We saw him play a bunch of different weapons during that set. And, I mean, he was just incredible on all of them.
Yeah, I really love his tactical play. Really, he positions that tactical exactly where he wants it, not only to give his team the power up, but also to use that tactical as a shield from incoming Trisuka, because Trisuka is looking to be a very popular special in the current matchups right now.